the idea of the Noahide laws, the 7 Noahide laws, is not just something, some abstract thing there. This was part of the culture, you might say, part of the mentality of all the people that lived in those days. It wasn't something that was a subject for debate, as it were. You don't debate issues of morality. You don't have this moral relativism or moral equivalence that is so prominent not only in the United States, but especially in Europe, and that's being propagated by the universities in the United States, this moral relativism, this nihilism. You didn't have anything like that. And therefore, when you think about the American founding fathers, those who drafted the Constitution and those who ratified the Constitution, it was never any question in their mind what's right and what's wrong. They might argue about the means of how to achieve this particular end or that particular end. Of course, this might be debatable, but the 7 Noahide laws were not debatable. That was not an issue at all because it's part of the mentality of the age, part of their education from the very, very outset. They were weaned on the 7 Noahide laws without even speaking of 7 Noahide laws. This is part of their family, and it needs to be understood very clearly that the morality that you learn in the family, the self-restraint, the modesty that you learn in the family, this ultimately becomes the public morality. If you don't have it in the family, you're not going to get it in the public. So when we speak of the 7 Noahide laws as part of the mentality of people living in those days, that's public morality. It's not just private morality. It was this, as I said, there isn't this thing called relativism. And when you look at the American Constitution, why do you have checks and balances in the American Constitution? It's not just because of a fear of tyranny. Checks and balances itself is a moral principle of self-restraint. So just as an individual is taught self-restraint in the family when he's a child, we also understood as a people that the majority need to have restraints, and the American people were so mature that they recognized the need for restraints on their own possible spontaneity and impulses, so that they would put checks on the majority by making sure that they would secure the rights of the minorities, and we see that in the American Bill of Rights, but even without the Bill of Rights. You have that system of checks and balances, the rule of law, there's discussion, there is debate, there's civility. These all come from, where do they come from? Not just Greek philosophy, it came primarily from the Bible of Israel. So the 7 Noahide laws is part of a much larger picture of how it is to conduct to the affairs of a country, of a state. And we're very blessed that we had founding father with such wisdom as to incorporate, without even making them explicit, to incorporate the basic essence, the essence of these laws into the American Constitution.